Hello everyone, welcome to week 2 of the Christmas in July 2019 collab hosted by DawnH Creates. We're back this week with traditional or how did she call it? Hang on. Vintage, I think. Traditional or vintage, yes. Or some combination thereof. And I heard her say on her video this morning, or even maybe retro. Anyway, this one didn't like just pull me in like last week did, but I got there finally today. I think. I'll let you be the judge of that. So mostly what I did some cards, and then I did another project which I'll show you after the cards. And for the cards, this is the paper pad I used. I don't really have too much in the way of vintage Christmas stuff. Traditional, and I'm pretty sure I used this last year for some things too. This came from the Paper Studio, and I don't know if, I guess it has the name A Merry Christmas to You. So these are basically the papers that are in it, and I used this one and this one and this one for the cards. And for the there's another one not showing on here that I used as well, and it was this one, but I did not use this for the cards. I used it for another project. So I did use the plaid, the poinsettias, and this one that says A Merry Christmas to You with a Santa and a globe. So let me get this out of the way, and I'll just tell you everything else I used as we go. So the first card I did, forgive my funky paper setup. This is the first card I did. Also the first two cards, this is not Stampin' Up! Paper. I found this red and the next one is green. I think it might be Recollections 65 pound. It's not as heavy as Stampin' Up's paper, but it was already pre-cut to almost card size. I found out it wasn't quite card size. It was in with that paper pad, so I just used them. And then this is a piece of the paper and with the poinsettias, and I cut it to be a regular mat, and then I tore it, and then I distressed it with this one with Crumb Cake, which is Stampin' Up. I just went around the edges of the torn, and then I did this poinsettia. It is Hero Arts, this frame cut. So I stamped it, and then I stamped it with Cherry Cobbler by Stampin' Up, but this is obviously not Stampin' Up. And then there is a die. There's actually several dies in here, and I don't know how that's supposed to work. I guess they cut out these leaves so that you can layer, stamp and then layer, but I have never done that. I've just cut out around the border. And then I actually did also distress that a little bit. This is a Stampin' Up! Faceted gem in gold. Sorry about the noise, my air conditioner is running and I have to have it on. And then this Merry Christmas, I think is a wood stamp, excuse me, that I have. One of the few. And this was by Mountainside Crafts on Etsy a couple years, 2 years ago or so, 2 or 3 years ago. I like the font on it. And then these are Bow Bunny. One sec. And they came out of this pack, Double Dot Jewels. And I honestly don't know where I got that. Double Dot Ruby Red Jewels. And there's the item code. I might have gotten it online at one point. I don't know. Have no clue. And I did distress. This is on Very Vanilla. I distressed it. Also, I used the, I stamped that, and then I used the Timeless Label Punch by Stampin' Up. And then I bumped that up on Dimensionals. And then these are stickers, puffy stickers. And I'm not sure what I did with them. So sorry, but I don't know where they came from. I must have... Oh, here they are. I'm sorry. They came from Hobby Lobby, Paper Studio Stickabilities, and I only have 3 left. So I used 3 larger ones here, and then on the inside, I stamped a small poinsettia, but that is not in the same set. That is from this Spellbinders right here, but I stamped it off the page. Then I put another sticker on top of it, and then this sentiment is Altenew, and it says, sending you and your family warm wishes for a joyous holiday season. That is stamped in cherry cobbler, as is this poinsettia. So I used a whole bunch of different stuff, and this is very vanilla cardstock, and it is distressed with crumb cake, as is the red, whatever color that is, background. So that's my first card. And then the second card is this one. This is the green paper that I found. Then this plaid is out of that same paper pad by the Paper Studio. And then this stamp is Stampendous Franz Kling Rubber Stamps. I stamped that using Soft Suede by Stampin' Up. And then I used my Stampin' Write markers to color the berries, the bow, and the leaves in Garden Green, Cherry Cobbler, and Real Red. And then I took my alcohol marker in Shaded Spruce and filled in the branches, because I felt like you would be able to see maybe, and I can see them up close, but I don't think you can. You can. Oh, there you go. You can still see. Well, you could. The texture of the pine boughs. And then I used Studio G gold glitter glue, which, gosh, I guess getting a little lower. Anyway, I went around the edges and I did what appeared to be Christmas balls on the wreath. I didn't color in the stag or the deer head. I just liked the way it looked because with the soft suede. And then on the inside, I used a different Altenew on Very Vanilla, rounded the corners like I had done on this piece, and I stamped may the beauty of the season bring a smile to your face and joy to your heart. So that is the second one. And let me see here. The third one, I had this scrap of paper from the paper pad, like the cover says, a Merry Christmas to you. And then these are Spellbinders, holly die cut. So I cut them out in, I'm going to say Shaded Spruce. Let me see. I think it's Shaded Spruce. Yes, Shaded Spruce. These are more of the Bow Bunny jewels. What I did is I glued these two down, and these do have texture. I can actually see the lines in and stuff. And then this one I bumped up on mini dimensionals, and then I put a whole bunch of red gems from the pack here. And then it was missing something here, and this is on Very Vanilla cardstock, thick cardstock, I think. And this is the same paper, but it's another section of it that had the Santa and like a snow globe scene almost. So I cut that out with my Starburst punch from Stampin' Up, distressed the edges, and then bumped it up on dimensionals. And this is Real Red by Stampin' Up instead of the Cherry Cobbler. And then on the inside, I didn't put any sentiment, but I used the Real Red and Very Vanilla again, and distressed all around the edges, because it already says a Merry Christmas to you on the front. So those are my traditional vintage cards. When I think of traditional Christmas, I think red and green, I think Santa, I think of deer, and this is more masculine, and poinsettias, and my mother always loved those at Christmas time. I'm not too keen on all the distressing, actually, other than making it look older, because I don't recall our Christmas cards ever being like that. Also, as you'll see, I had to cut these down by about a 1/4 inch. They weren't quite the right A2 size, and I didn't realize that neither was this. So that one has to stay a little bigger unless I can manage to get maybe 1/8 of an inch off each. I don't know. I'm not going to risk it. I think I'd rather just make an envelope to go with it. It's a little bigger. All right, next up. Excuse me. Okay, here's my second project for the week. These are altered paper clips, and they're just these Jot brand paper clips in red, green, and white. I did 2 of each. And then what I did is I took strips of the same paper pad, which you can't see, but this is the poinsettia paper. This piece actually is a different paper. It came out of this 4 Seasons by the Paper Studio. It's a thinner paper, and I do recommend using a little bit thinner paper, but the rest of the paper in the paper pad did not look traditional or vintage to me, so I did not use that on more than one piece. And then this one is the plaid. This is the Nutcrackers or Toy Soldiers. That's a Nutcracker, I think. This one is the poinsettia, as is this one. So those are the papers I used. And what gave me the idea for this is actually a couple months ago I had watched Lollipalooza had made some altered paperclip charms. I think she called them paperclip charms. And then more recently, I watched someone named Repurpose Crafts or something like that. I'll try to remember to put the link down below. Or Refunction Crafts or something like that. Anyway, and she made some. Now, they were not Christmas ones. So I thought, well, I have this paper, and you could use paper or fabric, and I have the paper out already now, obviously. And it just takes, for these particular paper clips, it takes 1 3/4 inch of paper, and you basically glue it on. I used a combination of hot glue and art glitter glue. E6000 would be another option. Just wrap it around maybe twice to cover the clip good. Then I took a piece of red ribbon, which actually was out of this Opera lace little thing that I don't know where I got this exactly. One of the big box stores, I'm sure. So those two have lace wrapped around, as does this one here. And then these bows had been gifted to me by Charlize's Crafty Corner, these satiny looking ones. And these poinsettias I had bought from, oh gosh, Susie Q. She hasn't been on much as far as I know on YouTube lately. This one doesn't have either of those. And this is a sticker which came from I think Target a 2 years ago, maybe. Yeah, Target. Not last year, it had to be the year before. And I've only used a few of them, but I thought those were cool. So that's a snowflake one. I already had the button on and everything. And what I did, it's still a little sticky on the back here, but what I did is I took my embossing buddy and did the powder over the back. I need to do a little more. And then this twine is Doodlebug Designs, and it's this one here that I used. And I used that here, and I also used it here to make like up and down. And the across went to the back, but the up and down is only on the front on that one. And this one I used a little bit of felt feeling ribbon that looks like this around the bottom, and then it had it came out that this little indent was over on the side, and I didn't like that, so I put a little pearl out of that Bow Bunny pack. I wrapped the twine around a couple times, and then one piece of this bling, which I'm not crazy about, it's this this trim This was Michael's back when they had them all, but what I don't like about it is it has these rough edges on it. It's that adhesive trim. Anyway, I cut it in half this way and just cut enough off to wrap it around one time. So that's it for the actual, oh, and no, and this one has, let me find them here. I have everything out still, and then I have to put them all away because it's a big mess. This, is this Paper Studio too? Oh gosh. Hobby Lobby, yes, it's Hobby Lobby. So I used a little bit of this border trim around this one, and that bling is on there, so and I hot glued it to the back. Now I found out that I don't have any gold swivel charms, so I'm probably gonna just for now put a piece of this twine on the top of each of them so they can be hung like ornaments. And I discovered that when I went to put the charms on the bottom. So I put a split ring through the bottom of the paper clip on all of them, and then I hung, these are from Oriental Trading, which I've had for a few years now, and so are these. I try to use my least expensive things, and then the head pins and things I had in my stash. And I used a split ring on the top except for this one, because it wouldn't fit through, number one, it wouldn't fit through the little snowman, and I put the snowman on because this is a snowflake. And then I just put two little jump rings, hanging charms from the top, so they didn't cover up him. Now that came in my recent BB Craft purchase, not purchase, free gift thing that I've been using. And these are the same. This is the same as this, except I had a red tree on this one. And then these I have to find. I've discovered also I don't have many gold charms. I thought I had gold poinsettias, but it turns out they were brass. So I used them anyway for now because they match the poinsettia, but I need to find some gold ones to put on here because I'm not crazy with the brass and everything else is gold. So anyway, those are my paperclip charms. I either, maybe when I buy those, I'll also buy some gold swivel lobster clasps to put on the top, or some kind of hook that would make it be able to hang on a tree. So I'm kind of thinking maybe the twine doubled up would work better for hanging, so we'll see. I think that might be what I do. These will not go in my Etsy shop, but I will be taking these to a craft fair in November this year as little ornaments for purchase. So let me know what you guys think. It's the first time I've done these, and I think they came out okay for my first try at them. So yeah, I think they're fun to make, and they're quick. I mean, the longest part is doing the charms and stuff, but as long as you have little things you can put on. The others, I can't remember what style Lollapalooza did, but the Refunction Crafts or something like that, she had done like shabby chic kind of things, and with lace and wrapped all around and bling and little flowers and stuff, really pretty. So if you're into that, that would be an option too. So these could be, I'm gonna call mine ornaments. However, you could make them and put a swivel thing on the top, and then they can be a planter charm or anything like that. So really cute. I had a lot of fun with those. And who doesn't have some kind of paper clips sitting around there? I have 2 packs of these that I found out. One was in my paper clips bin and one was in my Christmas bin. So yeah, and those are not the ones for my Christmas bin because I found them later. Anyway, that's all guys. I don't want to hold you up anymore. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you'll go hop along to everyone else in the collab. I think 1 or 2 people might be on the list that aren't able to participate this week, but show them support anyway, and hopefully they'll be back next week. So we will talk to you again soon. Come back next week and see what we do. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.